This is the moment Mackenzie Shirilla enters court charged with double murder. She broke down as she received her guilty verdict. Mackenzie Shirilla was handed 2 concurrent 15 years to life sentences in a court in Ohio on Monday over the deaths of her boyfriend Dominic Russo and another passenger Davian Flanagan in July last year. Mackenzie was driving at 100 miles per
On July 31, 2022, Mackenzie Shirilla intentionally crashed her vehicle into a brick wall in Strongsville, Ohio, killing her boyfriend Dominic Russo and his friend Davian Flanagan. Both Russo and Flanagan were pronounced dead at the scene, while Shirilla was seriously injured and taken to the hospital. Shirilla, who was 17 years old at the time of the crime, was later arrested and charged with the murder of Russo and Flanagan. In a 2023 bench trial, the judge concluded that she intentionally crashed the car in an act of premeditated murder. Shirilla was convicted of 12 felony charges and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. As of 2025, she was incarcerated at Ohio Reformatory for Women. Multiple documentaries about the case have been made. Mackenzie Shirilla was raised by her parents, Natalie and Steve Shirilla, in Strongsville, Ohio. At the time of the crash, Shirilla was a 17-year-old recent graduate of Strongsville High School. During her studies, Shirilla had met her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, 20, who had graduated from the school by the time of the incident. Russo dated Shirilla for 4 years. His brother has stated that their relationship had conflicts, claiming they had broken up and reunited multiple times. The pair started living together in 2021. Russo's mother, Christine, stated that 6 months before the crash, the relationship between Russo and Shirilla experienced tension again, including multiple claims of Shirilla abusing Russo at length. For example, in July 2022, Russo called Christine in distress, and she sent a family friend to pick Russo up. The friend claimed to have seen Shirilla screaming, "I'm going to wreck this car right now," and trying to hit Russo with her hands. A video also filmed in July 2022 showed Shirilla threatening to break into Russo's house. On July 30th, 2022, Shirilla, Russo, and his friend Flanagan attended several events hours before the crash. At approximately 10:15 p.m., they attended a graduation party held at the house of Kelly Vraja, one of Shirilla's friends. The trio spent less than an hour there before driving to the house of their friend Paul Burlinghouse at 11 p.m., where they listened to music and smoked marijuana. They continued spending time in the house until the start of July 31st, leaving at 5:30 a.m. At 5:34 a.m., a CCTV camera captured Shirilla's car, which was a 2018 Toyota Camry, slowly turning right from Pearl Road into Progress Drive. 1 minute later, a second camera captured the car speeding with lights on at the end of Progress Drive, crossing the T-split with Alameda Drive into the Plidco building, the corner of the brick wall exactly hitting the passenger side of the car. At the 2022 Google Earth Street View, the impact site can still be seen as a blue plastic sheet covering this wall. The car was traveling at speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour when it crashed. First responders arrived at the scene 45 minutes after the crash to find Russo, Flanagan, and Shirilla unconscious, with Shirilla's foot still pressing the accelerator pedal. Shirilla was taken to a nearby hospital while Russo and Flanagan were pronounced dead at the scene. Police found psilocybin mushrooms and a digital scale in Shirilla's possession. On November 4th, 2022, the police gathered enough evidence to arrest Shirilla shortly after her discharge from the hospital. She was charged with 17 crimes, including 2 counts of aggravated murder and 1 count of drug trafficking. A body cam footage of the arrest was released in 2025, showing an officer handcuffing Shirilla as she was crying. While being transported to jail in a police cruiser, she was seen closing her eyes and seemingly trying to relax. On August 14th, 2023, Shirilla was found guilty by Cuyahoga County Court on charges of felonious assault, murder, aggravated vehicular homicide, drug possession, and criminal tools possession. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo, no relation to Dominic Russo, said that Shirilla's actions were premeditated, calling her hell on wheels. Prosecutors said Shirilla had no remorse and used social media videos of her dancing on Halloween as evidence. On September 25, 2023, Shirilla's legal team filed an appeal, alleging that there was not enough evidence in the trial for the convictions and that multiple clerical errors were made during the trial. The appeal was denied. They filed a second appeal on April 24, 2025. Judge Russo denied this appeal also due to it being filed untimely. On May 22, 2025, family of Shirilla were interviewed by WKYC, stating that they believe the crash to be unintentional. Shirilla is currently incarcerated at Ohio Reformatory for Women. Her parole hearing is scheduled for 2038. Shortly after the news of the crash, friends of Russo and Flanagan created a small memorial near the crash site to show their support. Family of Davian Flanagan later created the Davian Flanagan Memorial Scholarship to provide educational support to aspiring barbers in Flanagan's honor. Various companies and streaming services made documentaries about the incident. The case was featured in a podcast titled Hell on Wheels on YouTube. Court TV made a documentary about the murders on YouTube, and several videos detailing the case were also uploaded to the platform. True crime series Killer Cases analyzed the case in Season 4, Episode 12 of the series, posting it on Channel 4 and Apple TV. It was also featured in a documentary by Investigation Discovery in 2025, and an op-ed written by Republican politician Armstrong Williams in 2023, which talked about the decline of traditional values in the United States. He said that Shirilla's name had been etched into the annals of a society. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications because there will be more interesting videos coming in the future.